Hi guys, what is up? Team Duelist Alliance 671 coming at you with an updated deck profile for a deck challenge I was given. So I was recommended to make an Obelisk the Tormentor deck profile. So I did make it and I have tested it again, especially against some decks like Malice. So I'm really excited to show you guys this, and I've been waiting a long time for this, and finally it's here. So without further ado, let's get started guys, because I gotta work soon. As always, please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell and be a part of the notification squad. Without further ado, let's get started. So as you might have guessed in the title, the engine I'm using for this one is none other than Dark Magician. I thought of multiple engines for this, but I deemed Dark Magician to be one of the most consistent ones. My original one was with the Sylvans, but I have yet to update the Sylvans with like how many plant support cards that came in recently. So as of now, Dark Magician is the next best thing. So 3 copies of my favorite artwork for Dark Magician, especially the secret rare that my bro gave me. So to continue, we also play 2 copies of Illusion of Chaos to add to the Magician engine. This is overall a good card. It searches for Magician souls, and it's especially good in Dark Magician. And then to continue the Magician engine, we also play, of course, as mentioned, the Magician souls. This one can special summon itself by sending a level 6 or higher spellcaster from your deck to the graveyard, or it could send itself to the graveyard to special summon Dark Magician and Dark Magician Girl to the graveyard. You know, all that jazz. Also, you can send spells and traps, up to 2 spells and traps from your hand to the graveyard, as cost to draw 2 cards. So it helps especially if you're God card engine pieces. I'll show you which one in particular. Oops, dropped something. I've been dropping stuff, guys. What's up with that? Anyways, to continue, I play only 1 copy of Magician's Rod because there's going to be a lot of special summoning in the deck, and I feel like 1 is all I need, especially that it's searchable. I went back and forth like 3 or 2, but 1 I feel is the perfect number, so it doesn't break as much. So 1 copy of Magician's Rod. 1 copy of Apprentice Illusion Magician. So this one, you could discard a card and special summon herself, and if she's no more special summon, search for the big guy, Dark Magician, all that jazz. Also, it could pump up a Dark Spellcaster in the field by 2,000 points if it's battling a monster, I believe. Yeah, if it's battling a monster. So if they try to attack over Dragon, you could just be like, surprise, honest, if you know what I mean. Apprentice Illusion Magician. Tongue twister. And then also we're playing the one and only Dark Magician Girl, and here's the 25th edition, the quarter century, that is. Just 1, very feared, especially by the pros. No joke, right? Other half's laughing. So also 1 copy of Palladium Oracle Mahad, also an anime card if you watch the Dark Side of Dimensions movie. And then we got the quarter century rare. Very good addition to the deck. It helps beat over certain monsters and do like rank 7 plays, like Big Eye. And then also 1 copy of Timaeus, the United Dragon, to fuse into Dragon Knight or Dragoon, and even other Dark Magician fusions, if you will. So 1 copy of Timaeus. To continue with the Dragon support cards, Red Eyes Black Meteor Dragon, just to special summon level 7 for more like rank 7 plays, or for link plays like with Blackluster Soldier. And then the one and only Red Eyes Black Dragon, for obvious reasons, to create that ultimate fusion with the power of friendship, if you know what I mean. Right? I did. And then of course the MVP of this video, you guys waited for a very long time, and now it's finally here. A deck centered around Obelisk the Tormentor. I'll show you the engine later on as to how to bring him out, but basically in this deck you're going to be special summoning Obelisk a lot. There are multiple cards you can use to special summon Obelisk, and multiple cards you can use to OTK of Obelisk. So this deck is, compared to the Slifer engine, this one's going to be inherently a OTK deck. So you're going to go second most of the time. If you're going first, you're setting up for OTK for the second round. I did battle a Malice deck, and to be honest, it wasn't really a fair fight because of the D barrier and all that engine. But the thing is, I was able to stand up to them for a good while because I kept on busting out Obelisk and Dark Magician who were unaffected. I'll show you how I did that later. And Blackluster Soldier, they had a hard time with. Also, they had big defense, so the sword and shield effect that Malice has doesn't really do anything to them. So I'll show you how I did it in a little bit. But to continue, last of the monsters, 2 Ash Blossom and Joy Spring. I know a lot of people play 3, but due to my experience, I tend to break with 3, so I feel that 2 is the magic number for me. Yeah, that's just me personally. So 2 copies of Ash Blossom. Now for the spell cards. Ready for this, guys? Here's the juicy part. 2 copies of Dark Magical Circle, because it's overall a good card. You combo this with Soul Servant, which we would play 2 copies of, and you could place any card that mentions Dark Magician by name or Dark Magician himself on top, and then so this will be chain 1, chain 2, and then you use this effect to look at the top 3 cards of your deck, not excavate, but look at the top 3 cards of your deck, add a spell and trap that mentions Dark Magician by name. So if that combo itself, you could grab any spell and trap that mentions Dark Magician, or you could just grab the big guy himself. And the second effect is that you draw a card, banishes from a graveyard, draw any number of cards equal to the number of Dark Magician Girl, or Palladium monsters in your graveyard or field. So these are very important cards for the engine. To continue the Dark Magician engine, we play 1 copy of Secrets of the Dark Magic. To fuse into what you need, like Dragoon and Dark Magician the Dragon Knight, I'll show you a combo on that later. And also to Ritual Summon. You do have 1 Ritual monster in here, and every once in a while he does help. So don't forget that you can Ritual Summon Illusion of Chaos with this one for that free monster negate. The Magician's Salvation to jailbreak the Eternal Soul, and you can also summon 2 free monsters for Obelisk effect with the second effect. If you summon either DMG or DM, you can special summon DM or DMG from the graveyard depending on which one you summoned. So for example, if you summon Dark Magician, you can summon Dark Magician Girl from the graveyard. You summon Dark Magician Girl from special summon Dark Magician Girl, you can special summon Dark Magician from the graveyard, etc. Yeah, all that jazz. So Salvation is a pretty good card. Just 1 because you can search for it. And the Dark Magic Attack. I don't know how many people are afraid of this card. Basically, if you have Dark Magician on the field, you destroy all spells and traps on the field. That's it. So simple, huh? Facts back then. But anyways, yes. It pretty much is a Harpy's Feather Duster, and you're going to bring out Dark Magician a lot. So I see Runic players stop at nothing to prevent me from activating this, and a lot of decks that send around back row. So Dark Magic Attack for this deck. You'll notice that I'm not really playing any board wipes for a OTK deck is because we pretty much have a searchable board wipe already. So yeah, Dark Magic Attack. And if you don't need it, then you could just send it to the graveyard with Magician's Souls. All that jazz. There's never going to be a death spell and trap in here, basically. To continue, 2 copies of Preparation of Rites for the generic spells to search for Illusion of Chaos. Pretty much, no explanation needed. And then 3 copies of the True Name. This one, you could guess the top card of your deck if you guess it right. Either add to your hand or special summon a divine monster from your deck. So this could jailbreak Obelisk just for a simple OTK with other monsters on the field, which you can summon a lot. And then to continue the spells, 1 copy of Triple Tactics Thrust. So this one, search out your normal spell cards or your trap cards. If the opponent controls a monster, you can add to your hand. All that jazz. So to continue, 1 copy of Triple Tactics Talent. And for all those guys that love to spam hand traps, you could just +1, rip a card from their hand, or just take control of their monster. This won me so many games when I was in a tight spot. So talent always helps. And then of course, the one and only Red Eyes Fusion to bust out the power of friendship on Fusion. Red Eyes Dark Dragoon. And then Magical Eyes Fusion to bust out the power of friendship Fusion from the graveyard as well. or just like your Quintet Magician, which is like the ultimate Dark Magician fusion alongside Dark Dragoon. And then for utility, since we're playing high level monsters, spell card Soul Exchange. This works not only with Obelisk the Tormentor, but also your other high level monsters like Dark Magician, even Dark Magician Girl. This card pretty much does Soul Exchange, what Soul Exchange does in the anime. Like, you contribute all of your opponent's monsters to summon Obelisk the Tormentor. The only downside is, if it's sent from the field to the graveyard, the opponent could do the same thing. But it's okay. It's still overall a good card, and most people don't run high-level monsters anyways nowadays. So to continue, Forbidden Droplet. So you add more utility to your OTK power. Overall good card. And then for the rest of the spells, Called by the Grave, because we get tired of hand traps, that one Called by the Grave alone helps. And then the extra spice guys, the Breaking Ruin God. This is always going to be live because you have ways to search for Obelisk the Tormentor via the true name, and you're always going to get this off. So the first effect, you can special summon Obelisk the Tormentor from your hand or graveyard. This cannot be negated, so this laughs at any hand traps the opponent might have. Also, if you use the effect of Obelisk the Tormentor this turn while it's on the field, you could banish this from your graveyard. Then you could banish all of your monsters from each graveyard, and if you do, it inflicts 500 damage to the opponent for each. So you pretty much could blast the opponent's monsters using Obelisk Tormentor's ability, and after that you banish all their monsters from the graveyard and do burn damage. So there's multiple ways to do OTK in this deck. So yes, I've only tested this against Malice, and they're able to. Oh, thank you. And they're able to. She's recording behind the scenes, but yeah. I was only able to test this against Malice, but they were able to stand up to them, and my brother was very impressed. He did ask me to work on it a little bit more, so I did add a little bit more utility cards like Soul Exchange. Right? I did. So also 2 copies of Infinite Impermanence for the trap cards. There's only gonna be very little traps, so I'm just gonna scan through it really quick. And for OTK utility, 1 copy of Eternal Soul because it's Dark Magician, just the one because you could search for it so many ways. And then last but not least, just 1 copy of Soul Energy Max. I did run 2 at one point, but I feel like this is more of a utility card. I only would play this if I draw in combination of Breaking Ruin God. I'll show you the combination for this later, probably in a separate video because I gotta work soon. But basically, this one says you could tribute 2 other monsters on the field while you control Obelisk Tormentor in the field. And then if you do, you could inflict 4,000 damage to the opponent. It also says during the main phase or battle phase, you can banish this in the graveyard, add Obelisk Tormentor from your deck or graveyard to your hand, then you can immediately normal summon him, which is really cool. So basically it does burn damage. I only really use this as a trump card when I know I could bring out Obelisk Tormentor via Ruin God or spell card Soul Exchange. It's overall a good card, and it does a lot of OTK power. Even though I only test this against Malice, overall Dark Magician is a good matchup against a lot of decks. It stood up to Altergeist, it stood up to Runix, nearly beat Runix. He was the one that stopped me was Prohibition. He just called Dark Magic Attack or my other board wipes. that was a good tech actually. Not to spoil anyone's strategy, but I won't say who to be fair. So to continue with the extra deck, 1 copy of Red Eyes Dark Dragoon. The power of friendship, Red Eyes Black Dragon, Dark Magician. And overall he's a good card, still is, even without Anaconda. And then 1 copy of Dark Magician and the Dragonite. He counts by Dark Magician as both names. He counts by the name of Dark Magician both on field and graveyard. Sorry, we're getting our stuff ready. But yeah. Also, he's with combination of Eternal Soul. He's pretty much unaffected by card effects because he counts as Dark Magician. And also, his second effect, continuous effect, is that My spell and traps cannot be targeted nor destroyed by card effects. So in combination of this protects Eternal Soul, and Eternal Soul protects this. Protect the castle formation, basically. To continue the fusions, the Dark Magicians. Fusion between Dark Magician and Dark Magician Girl, the Dark Magicians. Anyways, yep. And then one copy of Quinta Magician. This one's interesting because he cannot be attributed by card effects, nor can he be destroyed by card effects. And if you use an infuse for 5 other spellcasters of different names, you could destroy all cards the opponent controls upon his fusion summoned. Which is pretty cool. So he's like a Judgment Dragon, basically. Also, he's anti-kaiju because he can't be attributed, which is really cool. So that'll be it for the fusions. Only 4 guys, 4 of the best. To continue with the synchros, just 1. Chaos Angel. Everyone knows what Chaos Angel is. He's so easy to bust out, right? Even my other half agrees. Alright, oh, you saw that card before? Oh, probably in the tournament? Oh, okay. I see. Okay. Don't worry, I'll teach you how to beat it. Then 1 copy of Super Star Slayer Typhon, just to surprise them when you're like grinding them and you're both down to 1, or then, you know, when you're in the grind game and you're both down to 1 card and they're like, ha, I'm winning, and then you're like, surprise, Typhon. Yeah, all that jazz. This deck is really good at the grind game, FYI. If not, then OTK. 1 copy of Big Eye for OTK power and just to go into Selene and all. Very good card. That'll be it for the Exceeds. Then, of course, the links, which we have many. Artemis. This one is pretty much a vanilla because her ability only works with Magistus. This is only for a combination of Magician's Rod. So the opponent's turn, you could tribute this from Magician's Rod effect from the graveyard. Very good effect. And then 1 copy of Mduke. He's kind of a vanilla in here, but his ability does come up every now and then. The ability to destroy a monster that it battles, that it points to. It does come up every now and then, but overall, he's just for material for Magicalized Fusion, so he could go into Dragoon or Dragon Knight. All that jazz. And then, let's see. To continue, we also play IP Masquerena, Ghost Rider Masquerena. So, you know, for overall utility, so you can link summon during the opponent's turn. And to accompany her, SP Little Knight. You know, utility during the opponent's turn. And then for utility with IP Masquerena, there's also Nightmare Unicorn. So overall good card, because you just spin a card on the field and all. Yes, guys, there's unicorns in Yu-Gi-Oh! Unicorns are badass. Anyways, Selene, Queen of the Master Magicians, for overall utility. There's a lot of spell cards in here and a lot of spellcasters you could choose from. One of the best cards to play in here, if not the best. 1 copy of Blockluster Soldier of Chaos. So you could just bust out like special summon Obelisk the Tormentor and all. Oh wow, she even added smokes effect. Thank you. Anyways, overall, like if you special summon Obelisk the Tormentor or True Name and you have like 2 other monsters, you could bust this out. Can't be targeted or destroyed. Overall good utility. Then you could just use Breaking Ruin God to special summon Obelisk. Overall good card. And last but certainly not least, Axis Code Talker, because he does the talking. Anyways, this is in combination of Selene, so if you really just want to end game in OTK, this card could help you do that. So overall, this is an OTK deck, especially of Obelisk, and I tested it a few times. It actually did pretty good. When I was challenging the Mouse deck, my goal wasn't just to win, but to check if it's working, and indeed it did. I didn't think that I'll give Malice a hard time with all the unaffected monsters on the field. So yeah, this is the deck profile, guys. I'll just show you a few combo wombos that you could do with the deck, since we have a little bit of time. So let's see. So I'm just gonna skim through a combo really quick, guys. So let's say you activate Dark Magical Circle, you look at the top 3 effect, and then you stack it, and then of course you'll play True Name, guess the top card of your deck, you already know what's on top, and then you special summon Obelisk Tormentor, just like that. And then let's say you special summon Magician Souls, or you even just normal summon, and use the effect and all, and you even normal summon Magician's Rod, search for what you need. And then you could link these away for Blackluster Soldier, like that. And then you still have Obelisk in the graveyard, so you use Breaking Ruin God to special summon him. And then you have Obelisk back, and that's already like 7,000. And then you could just OTK, or that's not really OTK, but that's already 7,000 damage. And if you have another monster out on the field like Gladium Oracle Mahad, like you combo the Dark Magical Circle with Soul Servant, then that's pretty much OTK. So that's one way you could OTK the opponent. The other way is if you have Breaking Ruin God and Soul Energy Max, and then you have like, let's say for example,
your mama?
Yeah, that too. Yeah, my mom would agree. Magician Salvation and a Dark Magician in your hand. Yeah. And let's just say you have all this in your hand already, just for the heck of it. So the combo for this one, oh, and since we're going second, let's just say we have Magician's Souls. So the combo for this one is that you activate Magician's Salvation, then you set the Eternal Soul from your deck.
Your mama.
Right? My mama would agree. It's the correct combo. And then let's see. Oh, yeah. She's recording behind the scenes. Maybe I'll post that later just for the heck of it. Activate Magician's Souls. I'm going to use it to special summon Dark Magician Girl. You'll see why. Or we could just summon itself. That's fine. But we are going to send Dark Magician Girl to the graveyard. So Dark Magician Girl goes to the graveyard. Oh, yeah. Random cat noises. It's okay. Trying to scare something away. Thank you, babe. Let's see. And then next we're gonna set the Soul Energy Max and the Breaking Ruin God. So it's their turn. On their turn, you could activate Eternal Soul, special summon your Dark Magician, and then you bust out your Dark Magician Girl. And next in the stack, you activate the Breaking Ruin God. And you bring out Obelisk the Tormentor. Sorry. Great. Which one? Yeah, go ahead. So now that you have Breaking Ruin God in the graveyard, you can then activate Soul Energy Max. Then you use the effect to tribute both your Dark Magician and your Dark Magician Girl, or the Magician Souls if you want, don't matter. Just an example. So you're going to deal 4,000 to the opponent, right? And then you banish the Breaking Ruin God, and you banish all their stuff in the graveyard. That's why it's recommended you go second. So you could banish all the stuff that they use in the graveyard, like all their monsters, and you deal even more damage. So that's 4,000, and it's almost guaranteed Breaking Ruin God will deal even more damage. So that is another combination you do. Okay, so just to show you a few tricks, guys. There are a lot more tricks to this, but that's overall how you do one of the combo wombos. 2 of the combo wombos. right? Very much. Okay, so...
I'm at.
Oh, no worries. Thank you. Yeah. Anyways, guys, that is it for the deck profile. I hope you enjoy. I know you waited a very long time for this, and so have I. I worked on it very carefully, and I hope you like it. So yeah, I just want to make sure you guys have the right product for this. You know, the right deck build. And you know me, I just want to test it thoroughly before I present it to you guys. So anyways, guys, that is it for today. That is the Obelisk Tormentor deck profile. So as always, please feel free to like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell, and become a part of the notification squad. And I'll see you guys in the next video. There you go. See you later, guys.